everybody, I'm JJ Johnson. You're watching Reality Survival. So today what I have for you is the battle box for January. I believe this is mission 23 right off the top of my head. I went ahead and pulled everything out. So with that, let's just go ahead and take a little closer look at each of the items that you get in this package. Okay, so I've gone ahead and taken the packaging out and everything like that because I wanted you guys to be able to get a little bit better look at some of this stuff. So in the basic package, these are the items that you get. These three here are rusty rags, and this is pretty cool little piece of merino wool. What you do is you just take and put a little bit of this oil on here, and you can use that for cleaning up and polishing your knives and stuff like that. It actually works pretty well. I've used it on several of my knives here already. Then they just give you a little flannel cloth for wiping off the excess oil and stuff like that, and the bag to keep it in so that the oil doesn't dry up and whatnot. This stuff seems like it works pretty well. It comes with a half-ounce bottle there. The next thing is this tough cloth from the marine tough cloth from Century Solutions, and this also works pretty well. It's got a little bit of a kind of an oily texture to it, but it's not a real heavy oil. It's a very light film, and it seems to do a really good job of cleaning knives up and stuff like that. I've used it a little bit on some of my older knives. I will roll in a picture here of my Tops Millspy 3.5, what it looked like before and after using this on it. The next thing in the basic is the Century Solutions Tough Guide Rust Inhibitor and Lubricant Pen, and this I've used this on seven of my EDC folders, and it improved the smoothness and the opening of each one that I use it on. So seems like this is pretty effective. Then we've got the Smith's Pocket Pal, and the thing I like about this little sharpener, you guys know I've got a giveaway going on right now on a similar type carbide sharpener. This one has the coarse and the fine, and then it also has the serrated edge sharpener as well, so that's kind of cool. And then they also throw in the DVD here, Tops Knives Blade Care. I haven't watched it yet, but I plan on taking a look at it a little later on. So that's the $25 a month one, and it's not bad. I think the thing about this particular box this month is this is some stuff that's actually good to have, but I probably wouldn't have thought about picking it up myself. So that's kind of cool that they are focusing in on things that are important but may be easily forgotten. Okay, so in the advanced, we have a Battle Box Restore Leather Strop and Blade Restorer Leather Strop. Sorry, and this is actually a pretty cool little strop. It's a little smaller than what I had seen previously, but it seems to actually be just about the right size for EDC blades and stuff like that. Let me pull one out here. Let's see. Here we go. So, and when using a strop, what you want to do is you want to lay the spine against the strop, and then pull back, making sure you get the whole edge. And then you either pull it off, or when you roll the blade over, you roll it backwards like this. And at least that's how you do it with a straight razor. I'm sure it's probably the same with a EDC folder as well. Do the suede side first, and then it's kind of an awkward feeling rolling it backwards, but that's supposed to help polish this edge the best way possible. And basically what that does is that just kind of polishes off those, micro burrs on there, and just makes it, even sharper. So that's kind of neat. It's small enough and could be portable enough that you could take it with you if you ever needed to or anything like that. So then the next thing that came in this one is the Dan's Honing Oil, and this stuff's worked pretty well. I've used it just a little bit on the whetstone that they sent in last month's box, and it seemed to go pretty well together with that. So that's pretty cool. The next thing is a pretty cool little knife carrying case. This is just a nylon bag that is essentially pretty well made for, get you adjusted down a little bit here, pretty well made for carrying EDC knives. You could also put flashlights, EDC flashlights and stuff like that in it. You can put bigger, kind of medium-sized sheath knives in there, or obviously, the tactical folders and stuff. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 different rows that you could store these in. If you have a nice little collection of knives and all that kind of stuff. And it's a nice sturdy nylon bag. So that's kind of cool. All right, so that was the Advanced. Now let's take a look at the Pro. Okay, so with the Pro, that was the Advanced, and then the Pro is the $99, and that comes with the WorkSharp guided sharpening system. That's what we're looking at right here, and this is actually a really cool system. Previous to this, one of my favorite sharpening systems was the Lansky system, but I think this one is probably every bit as good, if not better. And what it is here is you got a couple of different guides on the end, and that will help you establish either a 17 or a 20 degree angle. All you have to do is just flip those over like that, and then make sure you got it the same on each side. And then what you do is you just kind of it sets your knife up at the right angle, and then all you got to do is just pull it across. You start at the back. Now this is the coarse diamond blade that we have here, and you can just pop this off. It's held on by magnets, and then you can switch it over to the fine, once you get it down to where you want it to be. Very simple, very effective setup. It's about a 6-inch width right here, so it's just about right for these EDC, tactical type blades. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so then if you want to take this off and put the ceramic rod on, then you just unlock that. You can pull this section out. You can set it back there. Then you can set this down on there. And then you've got 3 sections on the ceramic rod. You've got a coarse section. You've got a spot for sharpening fishing hooks. And then you have the fine section. So if you start with the coarse, it's basically just the same way. Just use the guide, and that's just getting that edge just honed up just right. Then you can swap to your fine, and then your blade's going to be good to go. So that is the Pro. So now let's take a look at the Knife of the Month. Okay, so the Knife of the Month is a really cool and unique knife. It is the CRKT Homefront. Now, the whole idea behind the design on this knife is that it is a knife that you can take down and field strip with no tools. So let me show you how to do that here real quick. And I want to say one thing real quick on this knife. The edge on this knife, straight out of the box, is without a doubt the sharpest that I have ever purchased of any knife I've ever purchased. I bought a lot of knives over the years, but this came straight out of the box, literally razor sharp. I mean, shaving sharp. I mean, I don't have hardly any hair on my on my forearm anymore because I was amazed at it, and I mean, it is really sharp coming out of the box. So with that, all right. So if you want to tear this thing down, basically what you want to do is you start with this little lever right here, this wheel, and it's going to be in the down position, down towards the blade when it's folded in. And what you're going to do is you're just going to pivot that to the up position. Then you just kind of hold your hands, you kind of pinch the pivot right here, and you turn this little wheel on the back. If you guys can see that. You just turn that down until it disengages. Alright, then you can pop the scales off and you can pull the knife blade out. So pretty cool. AUS 8 blade steel, like I said, super sharp. And then you've got T6061 aircraft grade aluminum scales. They have a very nice kind of mild texturing on them, real good, positive grip and all that kind of thing. So when you basically clean it off, if you're out in the field and it gets, dirt and grime and all that kind of stuff in it, you just kind of clean it all up and everything, and then you put it back together, stick it back down on there, put that pivot wheel back on there, and then pinch the pivot wheel while you're turning the wheel on the back here, and you're just turning it up. Once that gets tightened down, then you just take, and it takes a little bit of doing sometimes, but it's not that bad. You just have to get the right pressure on it. Now, let me see here. May have tightened it too tight. Yeah, if you get it too tight, then sometimes it'll be a little harder. So kind of once you get to the end with your turning your wheel, just come back about a quarter turn or a half turn on that, and then it slides into place. So now it's back in the down position and it's all locked, and then it opens up and it's good to go. Now as you can see, it's got the finger flipper on it, which I'm a big fan of. It also has a liner lock, and you get good, solid engagement, without having to push it hard or anything like that. It goes right in there. Let's see the grind. You got a little bit of a drop point on it, and then the grind, I believe, is a hollow grind. I've been carrying this for a few days now, and I actually ended up losing it. And I thought that I lost it because the clip wasn't very tight. So I have two of them now because I went and bought another one because I've got to do the review. It turns out, though, it wasn't the clip. It was just my stupidity. So now I have two of them. But the clip was actually, the knife was still in my pants pocket. I just basically misplaced it. Although I have had the knife come out of my pocket one other time. So I'm a little worried about the strength of the clip, but it's just something to keep in mind if you guys get one. You may be able to put a little bit of texture on the bottom side of the clip, to help hold it a little better or something like that, or potentially even just bend it a little bit tighter or something, along those lines. But I think this would make a really, really excellent knife for putting in, bug out bags or get home bags, or making a part of a kit. I mean, you could obviously EDC it as well, but just having the ability to be able to take it down and clean it and all that kind of stuff in the field is kind of a unique and very cool capability, I think. So really cool knife. So overall, I think that BattleBox has done a great job of putting together another good box. I will say that I think this box probably doesn't have quite the value of the other two boxes that I've reviewed, but I do firmly believe that you're still getting the $150 worth. I think if you just with the knife and the work sharp system, the strop, the bag, and the Smith's pocket tool, you're getting your money's worth right there, and the rest of the stuff just ends up coming for free, you know. And like I said, it's kind of cool that they think about stuff. You know, these themes are focusing on things that maybe people would, you know, overlook. So there's been, I've heard a lot of different people talking about videos or on different videos about subscription boxes. So let me give you my 2 cents worth again. I've talked a little bit about it each time that I've reviewed one. I think these boxes are for a specific set of people. Okay, if you have extra money each month to spend on gear, if you're a gear whore like I am, if you like you know, purchasing gear and buying gear, and you have discretionary income, then these are a great way to, you know, get extra gear. And it's kind of a fun thing. You get to see what's in the box each time. You don't know what's coming and all that kind of stuff. You could spend, you know, $150 on a date night going out with your wife, or you could just have her stay home and get the battle box. No, I'm just kidding. Don't neglect your wife. But if you've got the discretionary money, it's not a bad way to go. If you're a person who's on a tight budget and you are just getting into prepping, I don't think this is the best way to build up your gear. But what I do think is that you could go back and you could look at the past boxes and see if there are any particular boxes that are filled with stuff that you want or need. And if they are, then you can go back and buy those. And I think it's at a slightly higher price than the initial when it comes out through the subscription. But you can take a look at it, you can do your research, and you can see if it's still a good option. And I think BattleBox is one of the only companies that allows you to go back and buy the previous boxes. So I think that's a potential way that they could be useful to somebody if you don't have the budget for the monthly subscription. But anyway, guys, overall, I think it's another good value. Here, I'll show you the card real quick. I also neglected to mention that they, you know, you get the Ready Man memberships and all that kind of stuff. And then they've also got some coupons in there for if you're buying from these companies direct, you get, you know, some good 25-30% discounts and stuff like that. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this box. We'll be curious to see your comments. And as always, I definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Stay safe, guys. And if you're not subscribed and you like videos like this, wilderness survival, disaster preparedness, and outdoor gear reviews, then click the subscribe button down there or over there, wherever it's at. And if you are subscribed and you're not getting notified of each video when it comes out, click the little bell button and down there, and that will have YouTube send you an email directly so you get notified when we upload. Thanks a bunch, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.